So if you watch, I mean, setup's so much better. You got 1.8 inches sway gap now. So if we just go to 3D, so 1.8 inches sway. So we want about 1.8 inches sway gap at the top as well, right? It's a good way to think about it. 0.1. And I would argue it's because the pelvis is swayed. I mean, your pelvis did sway up to 2.5 there. Now you are starting to sway back forward, so you get it to back to 1.9 there, look. So you were at 2.5, you got it back to 1.9, but it's the 2.5 that's killing you.
So is that any better than where we were at before we changed the setup, or is that the same?
It's better, but you're swaying your pelvis too much, because the initial start of the downswing there, look, your chest is still leading the pelvis. Now, the pelvis catches up with your chest earlier, and your pelvis gets ahead of your chest earlier. So now you're getting some nice sway gap by the time the club's horizontal. But really what we want to see is,
don't lose it.
Yeah, we want the pelvis. The best way to think about this is we want the pelvis to be positive at the top.
Okay.
Right. So that's not to say that we don't, you can't have any sway away from the target in the takeaway. You can, because that's how most create the force into the ground with that bit of sway. But whether it's the takeaway, the club horizontal, or the arm horizontal, there's got to be a point where you've maxed out with the pressure under the back foot, and the emphasis then is to get back on the front foot, and that then starts the pelvis starting to move back forward, right? So I would argue we've got to do it earlier. So you want to max load your back foot in that position, and then the rest of the backswing, the idea is to move back into the front foot.
So
right?
You think it's earlier, but also got to get less of that?
Yeah, it's like you're still turning.
Yeah.
You're still closing your turns, but the hips, the center of the pelvis is swaying towards the target. That's the feeling.